Hello, everyone. My name is Mafizul Islam. I came from Germany. I've been studying master's degree in media and technology at the Darmstadt University of Applied Sciences. And this research I conducted during my master's thesis. And I wanted to conduct this study to learn how media students are using ChatGPT as an information-seeking tool. And ChatGPT, since its launching time, received a highest number of active users, and in just 1 year, it gained 123 million monthly active users, and this is one of the reasons that I have chosen ChatGPT particularly, and there is a research gap because from other domains perspective, other disciplines perspectives, many research have been conducted, but there was a research gap in media from media students' perspective because, and it's particularly important because media students are potential journalists, researchers, teachers, academicians, whatsoever. And the earlier, some other presenters have also mentioned, to some extent, these are really relevant, that media students meet with human technology stuff. So the main objective was to investigate the determinants that influence media students' behavioral intention to use ChatGPT as an information-seeking tool. So may I ask you one question? Like, do you have? Can you imagine what percentage of students choose ChatGPT as an information-seeking tool over contemporary established tools like Google? 95? Well, I will come back with that. 10? All right, thanks. So to conduct this study, I have chosen actually a mixed method approach, quantitative data analysis using smart PLS. Data analysis started with model estimation. Sorry, my slide has been somehow replaced. Oh, okay. So I applied mixed method. So for my qualitative part, I have conducted semi-structured interviews. And since it was my master's thesis and I had only like 5 to 6 months, I didn't have enough time to look forward to other media students apart from my own university. So the number of participants for semi-structured interview was 6. And even though I tried to reach more, but I ended up having 6. And for quantitative part, I just conducted a survey, and I have received feedback from 103 students. So for quantitative study, data analysis, I have conducted using smart PLS, and I estimated a model, which I tried to develop the model by myself, though I adopted this model from the theoretical framework, Unified Theory of Acceptance and Use of Technology. And, there are 6 constructs of UT2 model. However, I have adopted 4 constructs, and I have tried to complement 2 more constructs by my own, so adopting from other disciplines, for example, information science. Here's the performance expectancy, effort expectancy, hedonic motivation, trust, perceived humanness, availability, use behavior, behavioral intention, performance expectancy. Students who believe using ChatGPT would increase their performance, information-seeking performance. and effort expectancy, like they feel like they need to put less effort to find right information. So hedonic motivation, I think everyone knows, like the pleasure of using ChatGPT. Uh, Trust, how much we trust or distrust. Perceived humanness. Perceived humanness, like how students attribute human-like qualities to ChatGPT. Like it has conversational feature, and now the latest versions are being capable of talking, watching, and everything. It has vision capabilities and interactions. And availability. So I have replaced cost construct from UTA model with availability. It means ChatGPT is available across different devices, tab, mobile phone, other devices, and it is accessible in different languages, and also its few versions are cost free, so it's available in from that context. So, and use behavior, how many times they use ChatGPT in a day or in a week or month, and behavioral intention. I mean, what factors actually influence them to use ChatGPT. So I have formulated these research questions, and I wanted to know how satisfied are they using ChatGPT, and its performance, and to what extent media students believe that ChatGPT enhances their performance in information seeking, particularly, and how enjoyable ChatGPT actually when they use it. Is it fun to use ChatGPT or what? How much do media students rely on information provided by ChatGPT? If necessary, how do they verify those information after getting it? And do media students attribute human-like qualities to ChatGPT? And if does have any impact on their trust on this information? Since many of the participants, they indicated they believe it has human-like qualities, and so these are the research questions, and I also developed this hypothesis: performance expectancy, effort expectancy, hedonic motivation, trust, and all these constructs has positive impact based on current research. I hypothesized this, and I had a few moderation variables as well: age, gender, and level of education. So sorry, this should have been in the previous slides. Okay, so implementation of qualitative study. I have conducted qualitative study at first phase, and started with thorough reading, basic coding, categorize those codings, and define all those categories. And I made a code book to define all the codes and categories. So repetition, and then finally I just integrated both results found from qualitative and quantitative studies and compared those studies together. So the results. So for reasons for satisfaction, most of the students in the most of the segmented code, they said they can find. Not most of the students, actually, in most of the segmented code, they mentioned that they can find relevant information using ChatGPT. And they also said that it's very quick to find information in compared to contemporary established information seeking tools. And they also mentioned some other factors: writing or improving text, text summarization, ability to translate language, interactive engaging, then initial idea generation for research on whatsoever they want to find information about. And they also mentioned their dissatisfaction. They said inaccurate information is one of the top factors for their dissatisfaction, and also prompt response complexities that ChatGPT doesn't understand. Especially, I worked on 3.5 version because it was more accessible since it was free totally, so more users are likely to use that. So prompt response complexities, they meant that ChatGPT doesn't understand actually in what context an user asking any question. Sometimes it doesn't understand the context. Does ChatGPT increase performance, information seeking performance? In 30% cases, they mentioned that yes, it increases performance in initial idea generation, and they use it for, most of them, they use it for initial idea generation. And for hedonic motivation or enjoyment, they said like interactive nature of ChatGPT is the most funniest thing, or that make them happy or make it interesting to use. I asked them if they think ChatGPT has human-like qualities, and they said that it sounds like it has human-like qualities, and some of the interviewees mentioned they play with ChatGPT sometimes, and and they have good time pass with ChatGPT sometimes. So it clearly indicates that they. And when they talk, sometimes they forget that they are talking to any bot and any NLP. Thank you. Well, here's the answer for this. Like when I conducted this research, so 50% of the participants, 50% cases, participants mentioned they prioritize ChatGPT over Google, and 50% segmented case, they mentioned no, Google is better than ChatGPT in information seeking. So here comes my structural model that I developed using 4 constructs from Venkatesh et al. 2012, and I have complemented this model with 2 more constructs, perceived humanness and availability. And you see, I can make it bigger or it's visible. It's as I used SAMPLS, and all the exogenous variables says that it's that the scores are above cutoff the rate, and it has clearly these factors are impacting behavioral intention to use ChatGPT. So my hypothesis actually, 3 hypotheses actually was confirmed, like behavioral intention to use has positive and significant influence over use behavior of ChatGPT, and performance expectancy has influence on behavioral intention, and perceived humanness, the construct I introduced in this model, has positive and significant relationship on behavioral intention for using ChatGPT. Yes, yeah, I try to find some recommendation out of my research. Then I felt like, yeah, I think especially since it's they are media students, they're especially should be they should be especially taken care of regarding information verification and everything. So they should be trained how to verify information, and yeah. So maybe it connects with fact checking to some extent. I don't know, but yeah. Thank you very much for listening to me.